The morning started like any other on Earth. People went to work, children played in parks, and life moved forward with its usual rhythm. Nobody expected that by noon everything would change forever. Commander James stood in the control room of Earth's Defense Station Alpha, monitoring the usual space traffic around the planet. His assistant, Lieutenant Anna, was checking routine sensor readings when her screen suddenly lit up with warnings. "Sir, we have unknown objects entering our solar system," Anna reported, her voice steady but concerned. "They're moving faster than anything we've seen before." James walked over to her station and studied the data. 12 massive ships, each the size of a small city, were approaching Earth at impossible speeds. They weren't responding to any communication attempts. "Alert all defense stations," James ordered, "and get President Wilson on the line immediately." Within minutes, every military base on Earth was on high alert. The alien ships slowed as they reached Earth's orbit, forming a perfect circle around the planet. Then, without warning, they opened fire. Bright green beams of energy struck major cities across the globe. New York, London, Tokyo, Moscow, all hit within seconds. The attacks weren't meant to destroy completely, but to demonstrate power. Buildings crumbled, but the aliens left enough standing to show they could have done worse. The alien commander, who called himself Crix, appeared on every screen on Earth. His species looked like tall, gray beings with 4 arms and glowing red eyes. His voice was cold and mechanical when translated. "People of Earth," Crix announced, "your planet now belongs to the Dominion Empire. We have conquered 1,000 worlds, and yours will be the 1,001st. Surrender now, and some of you may live as our servants. Resist and face complete destruction." The transmission ended, leaving humanity in shock. But shock quickly turned to anger. President Wilson called an emergency meeting with world leaders. General Robert, Earth's top military strategist, was the first to speak. "They think we're weak because we're young in space terms," Robert said firmly. "They don't know what humans are capable of when pushed to the edge." "What do you suggest?" President Wilson asked. "We show them why Earth is different. We show them what happens when you attack our home." Within hours, Earth's response began. Hidden weapons satellites, kept secret even from most governments, came online. These weren't ordinary weapons. They were humanity's last resort, developed after discovering we weren't alone in the universe. Dr. Michael, Earth's leading weapons scientist, activated something called the Void Protocol. "This will hurt them," he said quietly, "and it will send a message to anyone else watching." The aliens, confident in their superiority, didn't expect what came next. Earth's moon suddenly revealed its true purpose. It wasn't just a natural satellite, but humanity's largest weapons platform, disguised for decades. Massive railguns, each capable of firing projectiles at near light speed, emerged from hidden bases on the lunar surface. Antimatter missiles, previously thought to be science fiction, launched from underground silos across Earth. But the real surprise was something the aliens had never encountered. Humanity's rage transformed into cold, calculated revenge. Captain Tom, leading Earth's first space fighter squadron, gave the order his pilots had been waiting for. "All wings, engage. Show them human fury." The fighters were small, fast, and equipped with technology reverse-engineered from a crashed alien probe found years ago. Humanity had been preparing for this day, without knowing when it would come. The alien commander Crix watched his tactical display in disbelief as Earth's counterattack began. His confident expression faded as he realized his fleet, which had never lost a battle, was suddenly in real danger. "Impossible," Crix muttered. "They're a Type 1 civilization. They shouldn't have these weapons." His lieutenant responded nervously. "Sir, we've underestimated them. Their technology is crude but effective. They're not fighting like any species we've conquered before." What Crix didn't Understand was that humans had something his empire had lost long ago. The desperate creativity of a species fighting for its very existence. Earth wasn't just defending itself. It was sending a message to the entire galaxy that the battle for Earth's survival had begun, and humanity would show the universe why attacking Earth would be the Dominion Empire's final mistake. Asterisk, the Dominion fleet held position around Earth, confident their shields could handle anything humanity threw at them. They were wrong. General Roberts stood in Earth's strategic command center, deep beneath the Rocky Mountains. Around him, military leaders from every nation worked together for the first time in history. Old enemies became allies in the face of extinction. Phase 1 complete, reported Colonel David, watching as Earth's initial response struck the alien shields. Their barriers are holding, but we're getting readings on their frequency patterns. Robert nodded. Good, that's all we needed. Initialize Phase 2. What the aliens didn't know was that Earth had been preparing for an alien invasion for 50 years. Ever since finding that crashed probe in Siberia, humanity had been reverse engineering alien technology while developing their own unique weapons. Dr. Michael worked furiously in his laboratory, making final adjustments to humanity's secret weapon. The quantum torpedoes are ready, he announced over the COM system. These will phase through their shields like they don't exist. Meanwhile, in orbit, Captain Tom led his squadron in a seemingly suicidal attack run. But this was all part of the plan. While the aliens focused on the fighters, submarine-launched ballistic missiles rose from Earth's oceans, not aimed at the alien ships, but at space itself. What are they doing? Crix demanded, watching the missiles climb toward empty space. There's nothing there to hit. His science officer suddenly went pale. Commander, those missiles. They're creating micro-black holes. Indeed, humanity had weaponized physics itself. The missiles detonated in precise positions, creating tiny singularities that began pulling at the alien ships with irresistible force. But Earth's greatest advantage wasn't technology. It was human unpredictability. While the aliens followed rigid battle protocols developed over centuries, humans improvised, adapted, and did the unexpected. Lieutenant Anna, still at her station, noticed something crucial. Sir, their ships communicate constantly with each other. If we can disrupt that... Do it. James ordered immediately. Using old radio technology the aliens considered primitive, Earth flooded space with electromagnetic interference. It was like using Stone Age tools against modern armor, but it worked. The alien fleet's coordination faltered. In New York, a young engineer named Steve had an idea. He worked at a particle accelerator that had been damaged in the attack. Instead of evacuating, he stayed behind and repurposed it. If I can reverse the Polarn flow and aim it upward, double quotes, Steve muttered, working frantically. Within an hour, he'd turned a scientific instrument into a weapon that punched through the atmosphere and struck one of the smaller alien ships. Across Earth, similar stories played out. In Japan, a tech company converted their satellite network into a massive laser array. In Russia, old Cold War bunkers revealed electromagnetic pulse weapons that had been upgraded in secret. In Brazil, scientists weaponized their weather control satellites. The Dominion Empire had conquered peaceful worlds, advanced worlds, and warrior worlds. But they'd never faced a world like Earth, a planet that had spent its entire history perfecting the art of war against itself, now united against a common enemy. Crix's second-in-command approached nervously. Sir, we've lost 3 ships already. No species has ever destroyed even one of our vessels on the first day of invasion. Impossible. Crix roared. We are the Dominion. We have conquered galaxies. But the numbers didn't lie. Earth's unconventional tactics were working. The quantum torpedoes phased through shields, the micro-black holes pulled ships off course, and the constant barrage of mixed technology kept the aliens off balance. General Robert watched the tactical display with grim satisfaction. They expected us to surrender or fight conventionally. They didn't expect us to fight dirty. President Wilson, connected via secure link, asked, "Can we win this?" "We're not trying to win, Madam President," Robert replied. "We're trying to make victory so costly that they'll never come back. And neither will anyone else." Dr. Michael's voice crackled over the comm. "General, the planet cracker is ready." Everyone in the command center fell silent. The planet cracker was humanity's doomsday weapon, a device that could destroy worlds. Building it had been controversial, but now it might save Earth. "Not yet," Robert said. "That's our last resort. Let's see if they're smart enough to retreat first." On his flagship, Crix received reports of mounting losses. His empire had never retreated, never shown weakness. But as he watched another of his ships explode in a brilliant flash, he began to understand something terrifying. Humans weren't just defending their world. They were teaching the galaxy a lesson. Earth was not a planet to be conquered. It was a planet to be feared. Asterisk. By the third day of the invasion, space around Earth had become a graveyard of alien technology. 5 of the 12 Dominion ships floated dead in orbit, their crews either captured or eliminated. But Commander Crix wasn't retreating. "Send word to the Empire," Crix commanded, his forearms trembling with rage. "Request the entire Second Fleet. We will burn this world to glass." His message never arrived. Earth's hackers, led by a young genius named Alex, had cracked the alien communication codes. Every message the Dominion tried to send was intercepted and replaced with false reports of easy victory. General Roberts studied the battlefield reports in the command center. "They're calling for reinforcements they'll never receive." "Good work, Alex." But Earth's leaders knew this was far from over. The remaining 7 ships were regrouping, learning from their mistakes. The element of surprise was fading. "We need to end this before they adapt completely," President Wilson said during the emergency council meeting. "What are our options?" Dr. Michael stepped forward with a radical proposal. "We could use the swarm protocol." Everyone in the room tensed. The swarm was millions of microscopic robots, each carrying a small nuclear charge. Released into space, they could attach to enemy ships and detonate simultaneously. "That's genocide," one leader protested. "It would kill everyone on those ships." "They started this war," General Robert reminded them coldly. "They attacked our cities, killed our people. This is survival." While Earth's leaders debated, Captain Tom and his pilots continued their relentless assault. Flying modified jets that shouldn't even work in space, they harassed the alien ships like wasps attacking a bear. "Eagle Squadron, target their engine ports," Tom ordered. "Make them work for every meter of space." His pilots were exhausted, running on stimulants and pure adrenaline, but none would quit. They'd all lost someone in the initial attack. On the lunar surface, humanity revealed another surprise. The moon bases weren't just weapons platforms. They were manufacturing centers. New weapons were being built every hour, each one designed specifically to exploit weaknesses discovered in the alien technology. Colonel David coordinated the lunar offensive. "Fire the gravity bombs at these coordinates," he ordered. These weapons created localized gravity fields millions of times stronger than Earth's, crushing anything caught within. The 6th Dominion ship imploded as the gravity bomb detonated inside its shield bubble. The aliens had never seen weapons that manipulated fundamental forces of the universe so crudely yet effectively. On his flagship, Crix received a disturbing report from his science officer. "Commander, the humans, they're not just fighting us. They're learning from us. Each attack is more effective than the last." "Explain," Crix demanded. "They're copying our shield frequencies, adapting our weapons technology in real time. It's like fighting an enemy that evolves during battle. This was humanity's greatest strength, the ability to learn and adapt faster than any species the Dominion had encountered. Earth scientists weren't just studying captured alien technology. They were improving it in a hidden facility in Antarctica. A team led by Dr. Lisa made a breakthrough. "We've cracked their power source," she announced. "If we can overload their reactors remotely, within hours." Earth broadcast a specific frequency toward the alien ships. It was subtle, almost undetectable, but it resonated with the alien power cores. One by one, the Dominion ships began experiencing power fluctuations, systems failing across all decks. Crix's officers reported in panic. "Something is interfering with our reactors." The seventh ship exploded from within as its power core went critical. 6 ships remained, but they were wounded, desperate, and increasingly afraid. That's when Earth played its psychological card. Every screen on the alien ships suddenly displayed images from Earth's history, wars, explosions, the atomic bomb, humanity's greatest acts of destruction. The message was clear. "We've been practicing killing for thousands of years. Then came President Wilson's ultimatum, broadcast directly to the alien fleet. "Dominion Empire, you came to conquer a peaceful world. Instead, you found a species forged in conflict, united in purpose. You have 1 hour to retreat beyond our solar system. Refuse, and we will show you why humans are the only predators on a planet full of killers." Crix stared at the images of human warfare. His empire had conquered civilizations millions of years old, but none had humanity's talent for destruction. None had turned violence into such an art form. "Commander," his tactical officer whispered, "perhaps we should consider ... Never." Crix interrupted. "The Dominion does not retreat from primitives." But as the hour countdown began, even Crix wondered if pride was worth extinction. Earth had shown it could fight. Now it would show it could destroy utterly. The hour passed. Crix's ships remained in Earth's orbit, shields flickering, weapons charging for one last assault. It was the worst decision the Dominion Empire ever made. General Robert turned to his command staff. "They've chosen extinction. Activate the final protocol." Across Earth, hidden doors opened in mountains, deserts, and ocean floors. Humanity's true military infrastructure revealed itself. Not dozens of bases, but thousands. Each one had been building weapons in secret for decades. "My God," whispered a visiting diplomat. "How long have you been preparing for this?" "Since we discovered we weren't alone," Robert replied grimly. "We hoped for peace, but prepared for war." The first wave of the final protocol launched. 10,000 missiles, each one different. Some carried antimatter, others carried computer viruses, and many carried weapons so classified that only their creators knew their purpose. Crix watched his tactical display fill with incoming projectiles. All ships, maximum shields. Return fire. The Dominion ships unleashed their full arsenal on Earth. Energy beams that could split mountains, plasma bombs that turned sand to glass, weapons that had ended civilizations. But Earth's defense grid, hidden until now, absorbed or deflected most of the attacks. Meanwhile, Captain Tom led humanity's space forces in their final assault. But this time, they weren't alone. From Mars, Jupiter's moons, and asteroid mining stations came Earth's colonial defense forces, humans who'd been living and working in space, waiting for this moment. "All colonial forces engage," Tom commanded. "Show them that space belongs to humanity now." The battle was chaos. Explosions lit up the void, ships danced between energy beams, and the fabric of space itself seemed to ripple from the violence. But through it all, humanity pressed forward with terrifying determination. On Earth, Dr. Michael initiated something called Project Nemesis. "Launching the Nanite Swarm," he announced. "Trillions of microscopic robots, each smaller than a dust particle, rose from Earth like a gray cloud. They moved through space, ignoring shields, passing through hulls. And once inside the alien ships, they began consuming everything metal, organic matter, even the air. Hull breaches on all decks. Crix's officer screamed. Something is eating the ship. The 8th and 9th Dominion ships were consumed from within, their crews desperately trying to escape in pods that were also being devoured by the unstoppable swarm. But humanity wasn't done. From the Pacific Ocean rose something impossible. A massive cannon, 5 kilometers long, that had been built in secret on the ocean floor. It was a mass driver that could launch projectiles at 90% the speed of light. Target locked on the flagship, reported Colonel David. Firing. The projectile was simple, a rod of tungsten wrapped in a shell of compressed matter. When it hit Crix's flagship, it punched through shields, armor, and decks like they were paper. The ship split in half. Crix, barely alive in his emergency suit, watched his mighty fleet reduced to 3 damaged ships. His empire had never suffered such losses. No enemy had ever fought with such savage brilliance. "Commander," his last surviving captain contacted him, "we must retreat. The humans, they're not like the others. They enjoy this." That was the terrifying truth. While other species fought for conquest or resources, humans had turned warfare into something else, a terrible art they'd perfected against each other, and now unleashed on the galaxy. President Wilson appeared on all remaining alien screens. But this time, she wasn't alone. Behind her stood representatives from every nation on Earth, united as never before. "Dominion Empire," she announced. "You've seen what a young, divided humanity can do in 3 days. Imagine what we could do with time to prepare properly. Leave now. Tell your empire and every other civilization what happened here. Earth is off limits." Then Dr. Lisa activated her masterpiece, a virus that infected the alien navigation systems. "If they try to return," she explained, "their own computers will fly them into the nearest star." Crix, floating in space, watched his remaining ships struggle to maintain basic functions. The virus was spreading, the nanites were still feeding, and Earth's weapons were locked onto them. "All ships," he commanded weakly. "Retreat." Full retreat. As the battered Dominion fleet limped away, Earth's forces held position. They could have pursued, could have finished them off completely. But that wasn't the point. General Robert explained it to his staff. "We need survivors. They'll spread the word. Earth is a death world, and humans are the galaxy's apex predators." The message was clear. Earth didn't just win. It dominated. And this was just the beginning. Asterisk. 6 months after the Dominion fleet's retreat, the galaxy had changed forever. The impossible had happened. Earth, a small blue planet with a Type 1 civilization, had defeated the unstoppable Dominion Empire. The news spread through quantum communications, reaching every corner of known space. On the Galactic Council Station, representatives from 100 civilizations gathered for an emergency session. The hall fell silent as the battered form of Commander Crix entered, missing 2 of his 4 arms, his once proud uniform torn and burnt. "Tell us what happened," demanded the council elder, a being of pure energy. "How did the Dominion fleet, conqueror of 1,000 worlds, fall to primitives?" Crix's remaining eyes blazed with traumatized fury. "They are not primitives. They are something far worse. They are chaos incarnate." He activated a hologram showing the battle. Gasps echoed through the hall as they watched Earth's response unfold. The hidden moon bases, the weaponized physics, the nanite swarms, the sheer ruthless creativity of human warfare. "In 3 days," Crix continued, his voice hollow, "they destroyed 9 of our 12 ships. Ships that had never known defeat. They didn't just fight us. They dissected us, learned from us, and turned our own strengths against us. The council members exchanged worried glances. The representative from the Centauri Federation spoke up. Surely this was luck. One victory doesn't mean. You don't understand, Crix interrupted. After we retreated, I studied their history. These humans have been killing each other for millions of years. They've turned war into science, art, and entertainment. Their children play games about conquest. Their greatest heroes are warriors. Their entire culture is built on conflict. Back on Earth, President Wilson addressed the United Nations, now truly united for the first time. We've sent a message to the galaxy, but our work isn't done. We must reach for the stars, not as conquerors, but as protectors. General Robert presented the new initiative, the Terra Shield program. We're establishing defense stations throughout the solar system. We're also reverse engineering the Dominion technology. Within 5 years, Earth will have its own fleet. But the most important development was happening in Earth schools and laboratories. Children who had witnessed the invasion grew up knowing humanity's place in the cosmos, not as victims, but as defenders. Scientists worked around the clock to understand and improve captured alien technology. Young Alex, who had hacked the alien communications, now led a team developing Earth's first faster-than-light communication system. If we're going to protect ourselves, we need to know what's happening out there, he explained to his team. Meanwhile, Dr. Michael perfected the nanotechnology, making it more precise and controllable. These could be used for construction, medical procedures, exploration, he said. Not just weapons. On the Galactic Council Station, debates raged about what to do about Earth. Some called for immediate action before humans became too powerful. Others argued for diplomatic contact. We should welcome them, urged the representative from the Andromedan Peace Alliance. Any species this powerful could be valuable allies. Or terrible enemies, countered another. What if they decide to expand? To conquer? Crix laughed bitterly. You still don't understand. Humans don't need to conquer. They've already won. Every civilization now knows. Attack Earth and face annihilation. They've achieved through 3 days of violence what the Dominion couldn't in 1,000 years of conquest. Absolute deterrence. Indeed, across the galaxy, civilizations were updating their star charts. Where Earth once appeared as an insignificant blue dot, now blazed a new designation, Deathworld. Do not approach. But humanity wasn't content with just being feared. President Wilson initiated Project Ambassador, sending messages of peace to civilizations that hadn't shown hostility. The message was simple. We seek peace, offer friendship, but will respond to aggression with overwhelming force. Captain Tom, now Admiral Tom, commanded Earth's first space fleet, cobbled together from human engineering and alien technology. We're not conquerors, he told his crews. We're guardians. We protect Earth and any who seek our help. Within a year, 3 smaller civilizations requested Earth's protection from Dominion remnants. Humanity responded immediately, their ships arriving with food, medicine, and weapons. The message was clear. Earth could be the galaxy's greatest ally or worst nightmare. The choice was theirs. Dr. Lisa published her research on the alien virus, but also included vaccines and countermeasures. Knowledge should be shared, she said. We're strong enough that we don't need to hide our capabilities. As the story of Earth's victory spread, it evolved into legend. Some called humans the warrior angels, others the chaos bringers. But one name stuck above all, others, the unconquered. The galaxy had learned a valuable lesson. Earth was not a planet to be conquered. And humanity had learned something too. They were ready for the stars. The end asterisk.